It is time for the News Nation Gut Check. A British woman is now the mother of triplets. Not much strange about that, except that the third triplet was born 11 years after her sisters. Here's how it happened. Lisa Shepherd underwent in vitro fertilization and was implanted with 2 embryos back in 1998. She then gave birth to twins, Megan and Bethany. She froze 12 other embryos, and last year the family decided to add one more to their brood, and Lisa was implanted with one of those embryos. The triplet named Riley arrived safe and sound last month. Dr. Janie Jensen is an IVF physician at the Mayo Clinic, and she joins us now. And Doctor, while Riley is no doubt bringing her family joy, the situation does bring up some ethical questions.
Yes, thank you, Melissa.
Do you see a lot of this
One of the things I think
in your practice?
Well, actually, once embryos are frozen, they're essentially frozen in time. So we've had several families in a similar situation to the Shepherds, where they go through a fresh IVF cycle, have extra embryos created, and are able to use them for subsequent pregnancies. In our practice, I can think of one family that's come back for one pregnancy at a time, but has had a total of 7 pregnancies spanning about 15 years of children that they've all created from one single IVF cycle.
So to you, this is not unusual at all. In fact, an estimated 500,000 embryos are in cryopreservation in the United States.
Actually, you are correct. And so I think that my understanding of the longest interval of a time between freezing an embryo and resulting in a successful pregnancy is not 11 years, but actually 20 years.
Wow.
And there are, as you suggest, several families out there that have embryos in storage that could potentially be used. And many families that undergo in vitro fertilization do so in their mid to late 30s. So even though they have extra embryos that they could use potentially 20 years in the future, a lot of them are choosing not to have families as they're approaching their 6th or even 7th decade.
I'm wondering what you think about this. In Britain, researchers are encouraging women to only have one embryo transferred.
Well, the United States is actually pushing for similar recommendations, and according to the American Society for Reproductive Medicine, whose guidelines we follow at our clinic, it's the same thing. For women, we are recommending that we transfer in cases where there's a good prognosis, just one embryo at a time, because we know risks of multiple gestation, even twins, are higher than for just a single pregnancy.
Dr. Jensen, thank you so much.